Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I made a few videos about Ukrainian corruption or corruption in Ukraine, given the fact that they receive so much money and the resources, military and other kind of resources to fight the evil Russians. And I was making this point. Those guys over there are so sneaky about these things. Why? I will tell you later. That these guys here, I don't think they have the desire or the capability of figuring out what kind of schemes those guys are doing. And I said that in some of my videos that the Ukrainians will, you want receipts for whatever they can bring whatever receipts they want for how much, so they can fudge things at will, and these guys will just take it, cover their asses on their end, and that's it. And a lot of people said, no, Ukraine, Zelensky is fighting corruption in Ukraine. Why? Because they try to prove that they are so good that they deserve to be in the European Union. Well, a corrupt organization with a more corrupt country, that's fine. They have the common denominator. Get it in and you're gonna see what's going on. So they're trying to create the illusion, them being the Ukrainians and the Western countries, that Ukraine somehow fights corruption, and not only fights corruptions, wins against corruption, is not a corrupt country anymore. And yesterday or the day before, I saw, I think it on the 9th, I saw this article, and I said, Jesus Christ, man, these guys are just saying shit, unverifiable shit, and these guys are just going to believe it. So this guy said that corruption in Ukraine at its lowest level for 20 years, said finance minister. Probably he's the most corrupt guy over there. That's how it works. How do I know that? Or how do I have a gut feeling? I don't have evidence, my friends, but I have here a case, straight case of how corruption works in Ukraine, and the Westerners are, damn. Remember, I didn't want to do make a video on this article because I said, this guy is lying. How? When I used to live in Romania, I know the mentality of certain people. So that's the same area, and as I told you, they will provide you with official documents. Fudged. You do look at them and say, yeah, it's an official document, everything good. This guy's gonna just take it, yeah, everything is good, we inspected it. So let me show you another article here. That is the one that I'm going to discuss today. Media investigation uncovers tripled costs of clothing shipment for Ukraine's army. And this is the new voice of Ukraine. So it seems like the shit hit the fan, and these guys cannot cover it anymore. Therefore, they had to report it. The new voice of Ukraine is a state media, is not a independent, so that's why they have to say it. And look who's in the middle of it, the future Ukrainian ambassador to Great Britain, very possible. I made a video about him yesterday, that he's gonna leave abandoned ship and he's gonna go to probably Great Britain. It was another scandal, I think in February or March, with some procurement of food and other things for the military. Again, he was involved in corruption. But now again, what's, how should I put it, alarming, is that media investigation uncovers it. Not institutions that should oversee, all these shipments and all the orders. So how is media? Media now is the one that is going to be the justice system here, the police, what's going on here? Well, you know what's going on. It's at its lowest corruption level in 20 years, we're told. So in every institution, you should have another department that oversees exactly this kind of things. This is military. The military should have another institution that keeps an eye on all the money and resources and the orders and all the shipments of goods coming from us. So let me show you how it happened, because they will explain to you what happened and how these guys made double for this. So 3 times. From 3 pieces, this is 1, and the 2 came to the big guy. Not the big guy, but the big guy in Ukraine and in Turkey, it seems like. I think they are together, but hey, let's let them say it here. All right, Reznikov, you are there, defense minister. A fresh defense procurement scandal has erupted in Ukraine, with investigative journalists reporting that winter uniforms for Ukrainian troops tripled in price between being ordered and being delivered. That means two-thirds were taken by others. Ukraine's defense minister signed a contract with a Turkish company to supply winter clothing for the military in the fall of 2022. But on the way between customs, the ordered jackets turned from camouflage to winter wind protection and tripled in price, according to an investigation by news outlet ZNUA published on August 10. So this is what? Let's see what this, if we can find what this actually is, right? Let's see if we find anything. New Zealand or something? No, this is Russian, Ukrainian, what is it? All right. All right, and we found it right here, website ZNUA right here on the bottom. So this is a Ukrainian. So this is Zerkalo Tiznya. So the broadcaster weekly, founded in 1994 in Kiev. So I don't know, these guys are going to be closed or something. So usually referred in English at the Mirror of the Week, was one of Ukraine's most influential analytical weekly publisher newspaper, founded in 1994. On December 2019, it published its last printed issue. It continued its life as Ukrainian online newspaper. So now it's a newspaper. The paper is a non-partisan, while strongly liberal-leaning by Ukrainian standard. It maintains high journalistic standards. It's going to be closed. This is partially funded by Western non-governmental organization. All right, you know what that is. NGOs that are by whom? A guy called George from Hungary. Just kidding. Not. So let's see. Now this one right here. The journalists claim that they received a package of supporting documents for one of the batches of goods from the Turkish company Vector Avia Hava Araçları, I'm guessing, with which the Ministry of Defense entered into an agreement. So this company is, okay, and brace yourselves, this company supposedly is owned by a Ukrainian guy. The document shows, now this is how the scheme works. The document shows that 4,900 jackets and pants, which are listed in one document as having a total value of $142,000, are later listed at 421. So you subtract 142 from 421, and that is what is the went in some other people's pockets. The price for camouflage jackets rose from $29 per piece to $86 for winter windproof jackets. The publication claims that the Turkish company actually belongs to Ukrainian citizen. Nothing wrong with that. Roman Pletnyov from Zaporozhye. I looked for this guy. I could not identify it. I didn't look too hard. But anyway, it's enough as it is. The court registry contains information about criminal proceedings concerning these clothing items. The ruling of the district court states that the director of the Turkish company supplied windproof winter jackets and pants that did not meet either the technical specifications or the technical description to the contract. According to publications which cited officers from the customs front of Ukraine, the company imported 233,000 jackets worth $20 million and 202,000 pairs of pants worth $13 million from Turkey to Ukraine in October, December alone. So that money, right, that money of what, $33 million did not come from Ukraine. Ukraine is a bankrupt country. It came from us. Where's the money? So what they did, they said, okay, we're going to buy these things. But they brought back, hey, the cost is this much. So we need this much of money, 400 and some $1,000, right? That they got the money, paid those guys the 120 some, or how much that was, and the rest, you, and me. Very easy. If these guys were able to, supposedly the package just came to their office, they didn't even investigate it. And this is just an example. I am 99% certain that after this, we're not going to hear about it. We're going to have a lot of millionaires in dollars, US dollars, not hryvnia or whatever currency they have over there, in Ukraine. And those guys are going to have, like they have, I watched a YouTube video, very interesting, a while ago, where they showed some Ukrainian politicians having villas and driving certain kind of countries in Monaco. If you look for it, you might find it. And you're going to find former Ukrainian politicians with certain things that they should not have in a country that had an, per GDP per capita was $2,000, $2,500. I think right now is about $4,000 or about $4,000. These guys have villas and all kind of little cars in Monaco. Principally, whatever you call it, the Monaco. Thank you very much. Principality, whatever. I'm going to break my... So it doesn't really matter. That one, just... We're going to find out. And if you think that these guys are just Niznai, I don't know, the Zelensky, Shmihal, Yermak, Reznikov, and many others, you think that are not, they're just sitting ducks. They are the, how do you call it, the Robespierre of their ages. And I think they are the Robespierres of this age, but in a certain way, not the uncorruptible. Isn't that how they were called? The Robespierre guys, the uncorruptibles. You think these guys are? We're going to find out. You're going to find out in about 10 years. In 10 years, they will allow you. Why? Because you're going to forget by then, if we are still alive. So this is a clear example of how the scheme works. Is the United States going to check into that? Even if they do, they say, well, it's their matter. Good that they caught it, and great job. This is, $33 million. We're going to talk about billions. Well, you'll see. You'll see. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.